fun, but you know, it gets me around, and I get twice the gas mileage of it did before.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's incredible. All right, so this was one of our first meetups on our epic road trip from the F350. If you guys haven't seen that whole video yet, definitely go check that out. But it being our first one, it was also at the end of a long day. Now, we ran out of time very quickly checking over this awesome build. I did get to take it for a drive, and I apologize for the poor lighting, and we might have missed some stuff. We weren't as thorough as I would have liked to have been. We've got our projects lined up for a long time, but eventually I'd love to do a TDI swap. Fantastic engine. It sucks what happened with the whole emission thing, because it was such a wonderful engine. You guys have seen me put the Cummins in the Tahoe. It's loud, it shakes, and that's great. But for a more sophisticated swap, I would say go to a TDI. It was quiet, decent power, excellent mileage, and super popular all over the world. To me, it's the perfect swap for a Jeep. Now, when we saw this Jeep, I was drawn to it right away, wanted to take it for a drive, enjoy the video, and remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich.
It's actually the AX5 transmission, which is the one from the 4-cylinder, because this was a 4-cylinder previously.
Okay.
So everybody hates those transmissions. They think it's like gonna break, but honestly, they've been perfectly fine for me.
Might have something to do with speed too. You're revving out at like 2,500, and if somebody else is in a hole and they're revving it up to 7 grand, like, oh, this piece of junk transmission let go. It's like, well, you're putting through kind of, and when things are spinning that fast, it's like oil gets wiped and flows away. So it might have something to do with it. So the transmission, is that a mechanical drive, or is it a reluctor wheel? Yeah.
It's a GPS.
Oh, okay, even better.
Yeah, I just went and because I was like, if I change tire sizes or gear ratios, and I don't even have to worry about it in the future.
Nice.
It's just done.
Do you need to flash it and turn anti-theft and that on, or you just hook a couple pink wires up and away?
Honestly, I don't know.
So
they
who did
flashed
that?
it. They flashed it and did all that stuff. Cody built, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, HPA Motorsports. That's what it is. It's a division of them. And then I just put the sending unit or fuel pump in the
tank.
Tank that was the Volkswagen one.
Yeah.
Right. And then ran a separate wire back to that because I just want to make sure. And it was part of their wire loom.
You buy the Volkswagen engine.
Correct.
You take the harness off. You
Correct.
send it to them with a computer, and then they send it back.
Correct.
And you put it on.
Yeah. And then it's a bell housing adapter, a flywheel adapter, truss member, and that has the engine mounts. It's really an easy swap. If I were to do it again, man, it's so easy.
Yeah. There you go into business. Did they tell you roughly what the horse and torque would be on it after the flash, like what they aim for?
Yeah, so they're aiming for 180 horsepower.
Nice.
And it's just under 300 foot-pounds.
Nice.
And that's a heck of a lot more than I had, because they had the 4-cylinder before, and from the factory was like 125 horsepower and 150 torque. So I doubled my torque by doing this, and doubled my gas mileage.
Yeah, over the 4-cylinder.
Yeah, no, it does great. Like 35s, I get like 25 to 28 miles a gallon. Perfect. It makes a big difference. Yeah, it's aluminum heads. This supposedly, the company told me, I hadn't actually weighed it, but supposedly this only weighs just like maybe 50 or 100 pounds more than the 4-cylinder that was in it. So that is a huge difference versus your 4BT is, I don't know, 7. Yeah. This is probably only like 500. Third gear grinds a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it is with synchros in third gear.
Good thing you're not in there often. That doesn't shake much, and even the noise inside. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It has carpet, so some Jeeps don't have that. That calms it down a little bit.
Oh, sounds perfect.
Doesn't it?
A little grime.
Yeah, a little
just
grime.
like you said.
I told you. The thing is, though, you know, it's a work in progress.
And
like
they always are,
any
and that's
progress.
okay. It's running, it's stopping.
You were smart with the GTO. You know, like, took the paint down and like made it all beautiful before you got it running. Because if you got it running, you were never gonna do that.
No,
it was just never gonna happen.
I think this is honestly the first time I've ever driven a Jeep.
Are you
I
serious?
don't think I've ever driven a Jeep.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's very bouncy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially this has leaf springs on it. So.
It's got the right stance though, like the nice tires and.
It does.
So, what's the top speed?
Top speed is 75.
Okay.
You could
That's
go.
all you
You
need.
could go 80.
That's all
But-
I need.
Shoot, before with that turd of a 4-cylinder engine that was in it, you couldn't go highway speeds at all. Let alone go up hills. Oh my gosh.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, we this last weekend had a small tent trailer behind it and had 4 people in the Jeep and drove up to Mammoth, which is on the east side of the Sierras and Sierras, and you know, it did just fine. Running the AC and going.
So how long have you had it on the road?
How long have I had it? 2.5 years?
Okay. Even downshifting it likes to just.
Yeah, I don't know. I have another Jeep sitting at home and it says the same transmission. I'm gonna try to see if that transmission's better and just do it that way.
It's okay to do U-turns. Right?
Oh yeah, it doesn't say no, so
Right.
I would go for it.
They're going for it.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to do the swap?
I did it over a period of time where I was still in school and doing other jobs and stuff. So it took me probably about 2 months, 2-3 months.
That's it?
Yeah, not too bad.
No.
Well, I mean,
no.
like I said, you buy all those components, it speeds up the process quite a bit.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
It's a trade-off. Do you want to spend the money or do you want
Right.
to, you know, get it done quickly?
Right.
So, and actually I really kind of needed to get it done quickly, so it was fine. But yeah, one thing I noticed after doing the swap is I had to change the clutch out only after about 2 years because the torque on this thing just annihilated that clutch.
Yeah.
And you would notice if you gave it, you know, if you accelerated hard on it off of, you know, that it would spin.
Okay.
You could tell it would
So
spin.
did you?
So
Is there an upgrade available?
it's a center force clutch,
Okay.
which is an upgraded clutch, a dual friction clutch.
Okay.
It seems to work good. I was a little skeptical at first. I was like, I don't know if I want to spend that money, but it works good.
Right on. Love it. Oh yeah, your lights are on.
Yeah, you're good. I do it, but it's bad when I do it in the daytime.
Yeah,
That's the issue.
Oh, I love it. Very cool.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
for sure.
Okay, so I'm going to be the first to admit that I have very, very limited experience on TDIs. So if you have any experience in swapping a TDI, comment down below. Let us know exactly what's involved and getting this thing to run on its own. And if you've done any swap whatsoever, it doesn't have to be TDI, it doesn't have to be diesel. If you've built it and you're proud of it, we'd love to know about it. It's not just about me building stuff. You guys built some incredible stuff that I couldn't even dream of, and we want to showcase that on DEBOSS Garage. Because remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich. Here we go.